Hello guys, Preet Singh Sanger here. Today's topic is mapping of important geographical lines, and this topic is very important for UPSC Civil Services prelims examination as well as other prelims examination. So, what are geographical lines? There are two kind of lines on the globe or drawn on the map. One which is horizontal, drawn east to west direction, called as latitude, which you can see here, which is drawn in this direction, and there are parallels. So, and the area between two given parallels or two given latitude is called as called as a belt, or also called by the different names called as zone. The area between the two given vertical lines or longitude is defined as the goal. Now, there are different important latitudes and longitudes. So, what are the important latitudes of the globe? And so, there are five important horizontal lines or latitudes: 0 degree, that is called equator; 23.5 degree north, called Tropic of Cancer; 23.5 degrees south, called Tropic of Capricorn; 66.5 degree north, called Arctic Circle; 66.5 degrees south, called as Antarctic Circle. Let us find out the countries that passes through each important latitudes. First is the line, first line on the globe, that is called equator. The countries passing through equators are, there are around 13 countries that passes through it, like three in the South America. So what are they? Ecuador, Colombia, and the Brazil. Okay, some countries that passes in Africa is one island here, Prince and Tom Island, Gabon, Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, and then island here called Maldives in the Indian Ocean, Indonesia, and Kiribati Island. These are the 13. So, what are the water bodies that passes through the equator? You know, the Pacific Ocean. Okay, it passes through it. Indian Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, that all passes through this equator. All the three major oceans passes through it. Let's see the countries that passes through the Tropic of Cancer. So there are around 17 countries that passes through it, including Taiwan. Taiwan, if it is considered as a unit of or a territory of China, in that case, it becomes a 16 country. We are assuming here Taiwan as an independent country. Even Western Sahara is also assumed uh, by by the Morocco as their own territory too. That is also controversial and disputed. So we are including all as an independent country. So how many territories passes through Tropic of Cancer? So there are around 17 territories. So let's see, start from the east and moving towards west. So in the eastern part, which crosses the Tropic of Cancer, is the Taiwan, then is China, then is Myanmar, then we further moving towards the west. After Bangladesh is India. At the middle of India, this Tropic of Cancer passes, then enters into three Arabian countries like Oman, UAE, and Saudi Arabia. Then it enters into African mainland, so like through the countries like Egypt, Libya, Niger, Mali, Algeria, Mauritania, Western Sahara, then further into North American land, into two countries, Bahamas as an island in Caribbean, and the Mexico. So these are the 13 countries. So what is the role of Tropic of Cancer? Tropic of Cancer is the upper limit in northern hemisphere where sunlight remain perpendicular. So on the 21st of June, sunlight is directly falling on Tropic of Cancer, that is 23.5 degree north, because of the tilt of the earth is like this only. Okay, now moving to the water bodies that passes through Tropic of Cancer. What are the water bodies are passed by the Tropic of Cancer? You can see here the Taiwan. Okay, even this Timor Sea, or also called Taiwan Strait, Okay, and the Gulf of Tonkin is also been here. And the next is the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea, Red Sea, or even the Strait of Hormuz, or in that is the Persian Gulf, and further crossing to the this called Atlantic Ocean, Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean Sea, and then into the Pacific's back. Around 8 water bodies it crosses. Countries passes through the Tropic of Capricorn. So, what is Tropic of Capricorn? It is the southernmost limit where sunlight remains perpendicular. On 22nd of December, sunlight can reach maximum perpendicular is on the southern hemisphere is on 22nd December. That line is called Tropic of Capricorn. So this line you can see here is indicating. So what are the countries through which it passes? It passes middle of the Australia. Number one. In Africa, there are 5 countries like Madagascar, Mozambique, Botswana, Namibia, South Africa. It passes. Again, in the South America, it passes through the 4 countries Chile, Argentina, Paraguay, and the Brazil. Okay, so again, it passes through the southern parts of the Pacific, Indian, and the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, now the countries that passes through the Arctic Circle. So, what is Arctic Circle? You can see in this sketch. This sketch is indicating the Arctic Circle. So, Arctic Circle is a imaginary line that located 66.5 degree north. So here it is center is around the North Pole and it is subscribing the Arctic Ocean. Now, what are the countries which passes through this Arctic Circle, which lies within the Arctic Circle? Okay, now there are 8 countries actually. So 3 are Scandinavian like Norway, Sweden, Finland. Then is Russian part in the North Asia. And in North America, there are 3 countries called Alaska region of USA, islands of North Canada, and Greenland, which is belongs to Denmark, and even in the Iceland, one island called Grimnesia also belongs to it. So it becomes 8 in this manner. So 3 Scandinavian countries, Sweden, Norway, and Finland, number one. One European country called Iceland, Grimnesia Island. North Asia is in Russia. Okay, and the North America 3. Then Greenland. Greenland is a part of North America, Canada, and US. So in this way, 8 countries apart. So what is the role of Arctic region? It is very vital because of 2-3 factors. Number one, because of melting, new sea routes for navigation is opening and connecting the land masses across the Arctic Ocean. Number one. Second, it is opening up new reserves of natural resources which is preserved under the ice of Arctic Ocean. It's opening up like shale gas, oil, or natural gas. Okay, and third, it is also providing a trade route which is connecting and strategic importance to the country. So this has become a location of importance. Let's see the other uh, locations. Antarctica. So Antarctica is located at the South Pole. It is a landmass. It is the driest continent and cold desert, or called as polar desert, and 80% of the fresh water is located here. If this water is melted, then the sea level would be rising more than 60 meters, and this is governed by the parties who have signed the Antarctic Treaty. It's a kind of peace treaty, and their land is only used. And this Antarctica is not for any settlement purposes. It is only used for the scientific studies. It is only allowed. Okay. So what are the Antarctic missions? So Antarctic missions of India, there are 3 as from the chronological point of view. First was Dakshin Gangotri, taken over by the Math 3, and further taken over by the present by the Bharti mission. Remember what is the present Antarctica mission of India called as what? Called as Bharti mission. Now you look at the longitude here, which runs pole to pole from north south direction. Most important, meridian, we call a 0 degree meridian or longitude called prime meridian. So this is taken that passes through a place in near London called Greenwich. That's what it is called as prime meridian. So prime meridian is taken as 0 degree longitude. So what are the countries through which this prime meridian is passing? And what is the role of this prime meridian? Prime meridian has a one role. So there is an royal observatory called as Greenwich Observatory, and that is taken as the world standard time. So and that time is called as GMT or Greenwich Mean Time, or all today is also called UTC, Universal Time Coordinates today. Now the world time is fixed with corresponding to GMT or UTC or called prime meridian. Local time become the world time references. So what are the countries that passes through it? So there are three countries that passes in the Europe and the five countries in Africa, which you can see through this sketch. What are three European countries through which 0 degree or prime meridian passes through? So countries are UK, France and Spain. You can see this in UK, then is France, then is the Spain. What are the five African countries through which prime meridian passes through? The countries are, you can see the Algeria, Mali, Burkina Faso, Ghana, and the Togo. Now, what is the role? It is used to fix the time. So I want what is the time of India with respect to GMT. So we know Indian Standard Time is taken at 82.5 degree east longitude, which is 5.5 hours ahead of the GMT timing. Ahead of the GMT timing. Now let's identify the another important longitude called international dateline. This dateline is taken around 180 degree longitude roughly. On the ground, international dateline ideal is a zigzag line in order to avoid the bifurcation of land into both the hemisphere. So ideal is a zigzag. It's not a straight line, which is roughly goes along the 180 degree longitude. Why it is zigzag? In order to put clearly the landmass either on to the eastern hemisphere or in the western hemisphere. Now we can see on the east of the ideal international dateline or the Pacific Ocean. So which part of the Pacific Ocean uh, is on the east side? So on eastern side, so this is called Eastern Pacific Ocean. Okay. IDL international dateline divide the ocean into Pacific Ocean in two parts: Eastern Pacific Ocean and the Western Pacific Ocean. You can see from this sketch also. Okay, east from the hemisphere point of view. So the Eastern Pacific Ocean or till the America or till the prime meridian is which hemisphere? It is forming the Western Hemisphere. And the places which is on the Western Pacific Ocean or the east or the okay, which is located on which hemisphere? Eastern Hemisphere or the western side. Okay, or on the western side, that or Asian side. Now question arises, what is the role of ideal? It is to fix time. So it is to fix the day and the date on different parts of the earth. There are two different day and the date are followed on the earth. Eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere has two different days and date. Western hemisphere is always -1 day, and the eastern hemisphere is always a 1 day ahead. So anyone who crosses ideal international date line, this 1 day has been adjusted. How it has been adjusted? Anyone is moving towards the eastern Pacific Ocean or western hemisphere by crossing ideal, then 1 day has been subtracted. So subtract 1 day. That means from India, if you are crosses ideal and going to American side, subtract 1 day, and vice versa happen. Anyone who move towards the western Pacific Ocean or eastern hemisphere towards the nation side, 1 day has been added here. Now, so what are the countries that is very close to the ideal international date line? So international date line start from 0 degree, okay, North Pole, till these just called 90 degrees south. Now, the first division is between the Russia and the US, then these Aleutian Islands of USA. Then further 180 degree or ideal goes parallel to each other, overlapping it. So keeping this group of islands like Guam, American Samoa, or even the islands like the Hawaii on the eastern part of the this called Pacific Ocean. On the on the western side of Pacific Ocean, or towards the Asian side or the eastern hemisphere, this the countries like Fiji, Tonga, Tuvalu, all are located. Even the Kiribati has been more zigzag. Two locations. One is Aleutian Island, that is extended up to the minus 13 hours of GMT, and Kiribati is extended both plus 13 hours plus 14 hours of GMT. What does it mean on the ground? It means that the time is beyond plus 12 or minus 12 hours of the clock with respect to the GMT, because of the highly zigzagness of the international dateline. Okay, now apply this whole concept over India. When we're applying this concept of geographical lines over India, we can first topic arise here is the geographical limits of India. So it's nothing but latitudinally what is the extent and longitudinally what is the extent of India. So it is giving you the extreme latitudes and longitude or extreme points of extreme latitude. If you want to say officially in the northernmost territory claimed by India, as for the Indian Gazette, is 37 degree 6 minute north. Okay, northernmost point is located, and this point is here, and this point is called as Indra Col, and which is located in the northernmost point of Siachen Glacier. Siachen Glacier. And the southernmost tip in the mainland is near Kanyakumari, or also called Point Comorin, which is located at the latitude 8 degree 4 minute north. And total distance, if we're taking from north to south, is 3,214 kilometers approximately. Okay. Now, question on the mainland is over. Now, is the southernmost tip of India is Point Comorin near Kanyakumari? Answer is no. So the southernmost tip is actually located at 6 degree 37 minute north in the Andaman Nicobar Island, and that island is actually in the Great Nicobar, and that tip is called as Indra Point. Indra Point is the southernmost point of India. Southernmost point of India is this Indra Point. And before the death of Indira Gandhi, this place is called as Pygmalion Point or Parson Point. Parson Point. Okay. Now come to the easternmost extent of India, which is specified by the longitude 97 degree, 25 degree east longitude, and the easternmost location of India is in the Arunachal Pradesh, and it's named in the place called as Kibutu in Anjar district, from where Lohit River enters. And the westernmost extent of India lies in the six in the Gujarat at the longitude of 68 degrees 7 minute east, and the place called as Gohar Moti in Kutch district of the state of Gujarat. Okay, this is the easternmost and the westernmost extent. Now moving to the next important longitude for India is called Indian Standard Time. So from where the Indian Standard Time has been taken. So Indian Standard Time is taken in different period of time, period of Indian history differently. Okay, what is Indian Standard Time or at present is taken? In various textbooks, you can get confused with Allahabad near Naini. That is an old before 1906, and after 1906, New Indian Standard Time is taken not from Allahabad or Naini. It is taken from where called Mirzapur. Okay, the longitude that passes through Mirzapur. So, how to identify the Indian Standard Time? So, it's just a multiple of the GMT at the 1 hour or the half hour or the quarter hour. So, India does not falls under 1 hour time zone. India lies under half hour time zone. So, India's standard of time or Indian standard time is a multiple of half hour with respect to the GMT. So the Indian standard time is 5.5 hours ahead of the GMT. As a result of this, so Indian standard is a midway between 68.7 and 97.25 east longitude. So what is the midway? So it is approximately coming as 82.5 degree, and which is also multiple of what? Multiple of this half degree, or the in terms of angle of latitude, multiples of 7.5 degree. So Indian standard time is taken at which longitude? Answer is 82.5 degree east longitude. And this longitude passes through how many states of India? So it passes through 5 states of India. What are the 5 states? Let's see this. UP, MP, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, and Andhra Pradesh. Is the present scenario is like this. 5 Indian states. Please remember this fact. Now, next, what is the most ancient standard is taken? When in the ancient time, India was taken. Indian culture was dominant across the world, and the longitude that passes through Ujjain was considered as a world standard, naturally for Indian standard time too. Later then the British Raj came and established, so they changed the Indian standard time differently. So at different times, like they once they have chosen Chennai, and they also have 2 time zone, Calcutta and Mumbai time zone also. And in the before 1906, they have also accepted Allahabad as a time zone. And but presently in 1900 and since 1906, what is the time zone we are have been accepted in India called Mirzapur, or 82.5 degree east longitude. Okay, thank you all.